Shalom. Monse Kalalalimla, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kodesh. To the apostles of great millstone and Shalom to the Akim pushing this word in sincerity and truth. This is Kazakh from James, Jamaica. So real quick, just want to get into a hopefully edifying lesson, right? Now, can start it off like this. At this very moment, we're practically in the beast system right now. As I can see on the screen, where it says beast system setup. Practically all of these things are near completion, are still within the development stages, meaning a lot of these things are already on the way, or they are already being implemented and utilized. All right. For certain, we know we have the CBDCs that are on the way. Jamaica being the first country in the world to make a CBDC, which is central bank digital currency, legal tender, meaning you can settle debt and basically pay for goods and services, right? So let me just do that real quick. Scene. What else? The digital identity. A lot of countries are rolling out their digital IDs. Their national or their digital version of their national ID system. Right, out here in Jamaica, it's called NIDS. What else? We have blockchain being implemented in many areas right now, and blockchain will the whole blockchain technology will also be key in the system that's coming, right? The open ledger system, right? We have a widespread internet. We see a lot of that going on. Even out here in Jamaica, we have Starlink being set up in Jamaica, and this is just my opinion. Excuse me. This is just my opinion, based on the things that are being steps that are being taken in Jamaica, the things that are being done, and the pace that they are getting done at. What I think is, which it's not far-fetched, but I'm not gonna put it out there as this is 100% fact, right? But what I think is that Andrew Holness has made some kind of bargain with the powers that be, forget certain things implemented in the country, let's say from the C19 days, right, with the whole the mandates, ultimately the VAX, right? I believe he's made some kind of bargain with these men, these elites, or whosoever under the elites that really pull the strings in Andrew Holness' back, right? And in return, Jamaica might end up actually seeing some form of prosperity, which we know say it's not gonna be no real prosperity, based on the system that is being set up by this man, right? So as I say, I'm not putting it out there as fact, like I said, it's just my opinion. That's what I deduce from the, just looking at everything. All right. So yes, again, as I can see from the chart, they are ultimately trying to get rid of cash, like the physical cash, right? The physical fiat currency economy that we're in right now, that is getting ready to be dissolved, right? Which is why you have the CBDCs being pushed. Every country is pushing a central bank digital currency, right? Some, like I said, some are still in development stages, some are near completion, right? But for the most part, Jamaica was the first country in the world, to actually get theirs up and running, and is now a legal tender, right? So in other words, you can literally use the Jamdex to pay for goods, services, right? It's the only thing is that some people not really on it as yet. Some people not get on it as yet, but eventually over time, once it catch on, all that will take time change. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to read a quick precept. Now, this is one of my go-to precepts whenever it comes to prophecy, especially prophecy of this nature, prophecies that go into the MOTB, all right, ultimate. So this is Habakkuk 2 and verse 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Verse 3, a point. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Right? So, when you look into it, and this is something I always like to mention, once you see, once there's a prophecy, there has to be a series of events that takes place before that prophecy completely, comes to fruition. And what we are witnessing here is the prophecy of the MOTB slowly coming to pass. All right, we're experiencing the prophecies of the MOTB slowly but surely coming to fruition. See, now, hold on. Yeah, it says, yet for the vision is yet. Vision is set. The vision is yet for an appointed time, right? So there's an appointed time where ultimately that MOTB will be in full swing, right? People gonna be dying, right? Get put to death, whether them get put to death, ostracized, outcast, right? Forced, put in a situation where they have to make that decision. Ultimately, Revelation 3 and 10, which is the hour of temptation. Alright. So as I said, the cash-based system that we're in right now, the cash-based economy, they are getting ready to get rid of that, right? And what will come in return is the digital currency, right? The digital currency system, right? And along with that, right, along with that digital based currency system, or a digital system overall, because it's not just the currency that's going to be digital. All aspects of life will become digitized, right? Right, and the situation that you're seeing, or the situation that the world economy is in right now, it was all planned, right? This is a part of the ultimate plan, which is to get rid of this, set up a new digital economy, wherein which they will have full control of your cash, of your money. They will have full control of your money. Your money will be programmable, meaning, for example, and this is another disguise, another pretext to the system that they're bringing, your carbon footprint. So it's going to come to a point where you're not going to be able to purchase or access certain goods and services based on your carbon footprint. If you've gone over your limit, for however they plan to measure that, if you go over your carbon footprint limit, then you will be in trouble. You won't be able to buy certain goods and services. It's like a trial version of a software. While you're able to use the basics, you're not going to be able to use the more advanced features, alright, which is pretty much the same thing that you're coming with. Not only that, you will be under a social credit system, meaning if you're being compliant, and we have already seen the compliance drills or the compliance tests being run. It's being carried out every single day, right? And if you look at the dynamics, there are certain people getting cancelled for certain for specific actions, for specific thoughts, for specific words that are being used, arguments that are being used. People are getting cancelled, and it's no longer celebrities that are getting cancelled, but individuals are also getting cancelled, right? If you want to be a part of the system, a part of a big thing today for a lot of people, especially women, is social media. If you want to continue being allowed to use social media, right, you have to comply. You have to fully comply to their guidelines, right? Or if you don't, you are cancelled, or in other words, you're banned from using their platforms. So this has instilled a sense of compliance in people. This is why you have a lot of people, when a lot of people do YouTube videos and they're scared to say certain words, right? They have to disguise certain words. They have to purposely misspell certain words in order to stay within the guidelines of the community, right? Whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Oops. Right, and that's pretty much the system that we're going into, right? let me give another read here. This is Revelation 12 and verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. A lot of these things, a lot of these systems, programs, whatever you may call it, are being, are going at a very fast pace, if you realize, and not only that, the days are basically getting shorter, the days are getting shorter. Sometimes it's very noticeable, while other times it's not so noticeable, right? Because you will there, and all right, for example, last week the week ended very quickly. To me, the week ended very quickly, like in no time it was the weekend, right? But somehow, for some reason, this week was not such a fast week. It wasn't as fast as, it didn't end as fast as how last week ended, so according to prophecy, according to scripture, the days are being shortened, for what? For the elect's sake. That's what the scripture says. For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right. Now, sorry. All right. So I'm just gonna shot back through this. All right. So we're gonna get rid of the cash-based economy under the disguise of climate change. Right. That is a big talking point that they're using these days. Climate change and carbon emission. Right. It says, under a digital monetary system, your money will be programmable. In other words, if you don't comply to their world order, then you'll basically be punished, worse than canceling or freezing of your assets, worse, they need you to be compliant with their system, just as though that big test last year or 2 years ago, where them got everybody to be compliant, and everyone was so sold on that BS, like people were literally looking at those blue masks as if they were some kind of miracle. When I look at it, like, come on, it don't even make sense, but guess what, the mission accomplished anyway, because everybody was compliant. For the most part, people were compliant, and guess what, they didn't have to do much to get people to be compliant, right? It came to the point where people were being violent towards other people that weren't compliant, like the NPC mentality, right? Just do as you were programmed to do, just think as you were programmed to think, continuing. All right, so yeah, what's coming with the whole climate change, carbon emission system, is gonna be like a social score or a social compliance type of thing, where you get points